Hello class. Today we are doing 5GO 6.8. Okay, let's begin. It says write the rule for the sequence, then find the unknown term. Okay, so now when we take a look from 1 3/8 to 2 7/8, we know that it's increasing. So therefore, it's being added. Okay, so we're adding something. Well, let's see what we can figure out what it is that we're adding. If we take 1 3/4, which is more than 1 3/8 because we're increasing, then 1 3/4 minus 1 3/8, we would change this to an 8 because we can multiply that by 2. So that would be 8 and that would be 6. So 6/8 minus 3/8. Let's rewrite the problem, be clear. Look, 1 6/8 minus 1 3/8. Denominators are the same. And 6 minus 3 would give us 3/8. And 1 minus 1 would be 0. So we assume that they are adding 3/8, okay? So then, if that be the case, then let's take a look at 2 1/8. Let's add 3/8 and see what happens. So 2 1/8 add 3/8 would give us 2 4/8, which is the same as 2 1/2. Well, what happens if we add 3/8 to 2 3/4? We should come up with 2 7/8, and then we'll know for sure. So let's double check ourselves. 2 4/8 plus 3/8, and we have 2 7/8. So this is definitely our answer. Okay, let's look at number 4. On number 4, we have 2 5/7, and the n is 1 5/12. 2 5/12, and then the n is 1 5/12. So we obviously are going down. Since we're going down, we are subtracting. Okay, so if that be the case, then this is higher than this. So we'll take this number and subtract this number and see what the difference is. So 2 5/12 minus 2 1/6. We can make the 6 of 12 times 2 times 2, so we have 2 12s. Okay, so let's rewrite our problem. 2 5/12 minus 2 2 12s, and we would have 3 12s. Okay, and 3 12s is the same as 1/4 because 3 divided by 3 is 1 and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So we're subtracting by 1/4. Okay, well, let's check. Let's subtract 1/4 from here, get our answer, and then subtract 1/4 from here and see if we get this answer. Okay, let's find a little spot here. Let's go up here. 1 11/12. 1 11/12. Okay, we're going to subtract 1/4. So we need to make this a 12 by multiplying by 3. So this becomes 3 12s. And let's subtract. 11 minus 3 12s is going to be 8 12s. And 1 minus nothing will be 1. So this should be 1 8 12s, but that is the same as, if we simplify by 4, it would be 1 2/3, because 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, but we're going to use the 1 8 12s because both of these are 12s. It's going to save us an extra step, and we're going to subtract 1/4 from it. Okay, so let's go. We have, I'm going to use this spot right here. 1 8 12s minus 1/4. So if we make this a 4 by multiplying by 3, then that becomes 3 12s make that a 12th rather. So 8/12 minus 3/12 is going to give us 5/12, and 1 minus nothing is 1. Yep, that's what we have, so this is correct. Okay? All right, let's look at number 6. The rule is start at 3 1/8 and subtract 3/4. So let's start. 3 1/8 subtract 3/4. Well, we can make it 4 and 8 multiplied by 2. So therefore, we have 3 1/8. This becomes 6/8. Oh, we don't have enough. 1/8 to take away 6/8, so we need to borrow. This becomes 2, and we borrowed an 8, so this becomes 9/8. So 9/8 minus 6/8 is going to be 3/8, and this is going to be 2. So we have 3 1/8, and we subtract 3/4. So our next number is 2 3/8. So now we need to do this for the first 4 terms. So we have 1, 2. Let's look for the next one. Okay, 2 3/8 minus 3/4. So let's go. Need some space here. 2 3/8 minus 3/4. So make 4 and 8. This becomes an 8. This becomes a 6. And so now 3/8 is not enough to take away 6. So we borrow. This becomes 1. And now this becomes 11/8. And we subtract 11/8 minus 6/8 is going to give us 5/8. And 1 minus nothing to give us a 1. Okay? 1, 2, 3. One more. All right, so let's find another spot. 1 5/8 minus 3/4. So times 2, this is 8, this is 6. All right, 5/8 is not enough to take away 6/8, so we borrow. And now we have 13/8. So 13 minus 6 is going to give us a 7/8. And 1 minus nothing, 0 minus 0. And so we have a 7/8, okay? All right. So now let's move forward to number 8. Number 8 says we start at 6 2/3 and we take away 1 1/4. So let's get started. We have 6 2/3 and we subtract 1 1/4. Well, we need 12 in the denominator. So we're going to have a 12 and multiply that by 3. We're going to have a 12, and that's going to be an 8. So 8/12 minus 3/12 is going to give us 5/12, and that 6 minus 1 to give us a 5. So we have 6 2/3, and then we have 5 5/12. Now we take the 5 5/12. We're going to subtract 1 1/4. Okay, so we change this. We have a 12 times 3. We have a 3. 5/12 minus 3/12 would give us 2/12. So 5 minus 1 is 4. So that's 4 2/12, which is the same as 4 1/6 because we divided both by 2. Now one more. We're going to keep the 4 2/12. Put it over here, 4 2/12 minus 1 1/4. We're going to make that a 12 3/12. Don't have enough. 2/12 can't take away 3, so we borrow here. And now we have 14/12. And 14 minus 3 is going to give us 11/12. And 3 minus 1 give us a 2. So it's be 2 11/12. Okay? Let's look at number 10. Number 10 says, a baker started out with 12 cups of flour. She had 9 1/4 cups of flour left after the first batch of batter she made. Okay? That's after the first batch. So she had 12. Now she have 9 and 1/4 left. So she's going down. She has 6 and 1/4, 1/2 cup left, flour left after the second batch. First goes the second, 6 and 1/2. If she makes 2 more batches, 1, 2, how much flour, cups of flour, will she have left? Well, let's see. She's going down. So let's take 12 whole minus 9 and 1/4. We need to borrow. So this becomes 11. We borrow 4 over 4. So the difference is 4 minus 4/4 minus 1/4 gives us 3/4. 11 minus 9 is a 2. Okay? So the difference is 2 and 3/4 cup. So now, let's take that and reduce by 2 and 3/4. So we have 6 and 1/2 minus 2 and 3/4. Change this to a 4 by time 2, so that's 4, that's 2. 2 is not enough to take away 3/4, so we borrow, that's 5. So that becomes 6/4. So 6/4 minus 3/4 is going to give us 3/4, and 5 minus 2 is a 3. So we have 3 and 3/4. Alright, so now let's take 3 and 3/4 minus the 2 and 3/4. And 3/4 minus 3/4 is 0. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So we have 1 cup left. Okay, see you in the morning.